guys. This is part two of the firmament theory. So as I'm reading here, you gotta take it as literal. You know what I mean? Like as you're breaking this stuff down. So, like I said before, in Genesis 14, it said, "And God said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven, divide the day from the night, right? And let it be for the signs and the seasons." Which could arguably be for the horoscopes when he says signs, other than literal signs that we'll see. But if you read also, it's like I said before, it says the stars are about as far as that firmament because they're literally embedded in the firmament. So he tells you how far away it actually is. And then if you keep reading, he said, and there was evening and then there was morning, a fourth day happened. But then if you read Genesis 20, it says, and God said, let the waters swarm with swarms. So we're talking thousands upon thousands, unfathomable numbers of living creatures, and let fowl fly above the earth. So we don't know what's out there. Like, even beyond the firmament, though, you got to assume that there's creatures even in that water that's above. You know what I mean? And that's what it literally says right in the word. I don't know. That's how I'm starting deciphering it. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just taking this in as word from word. And what it says is that he created the firmament. He put stars in the firmament to show us how far away it is. And now he's saying that there's creatures that swarm. You know what I mean? That are above the earth, along with the fowl that fly above the earth. He says too. So meaning the birds. But it makes sense on how there's water above and below us, but there's also creatures above and below us too. So with that being said, he's also hinting at the fact that there's aliens, per se. But these happen to be those living creatures. Maybe. I don't know. It's just quite the way to look at it because he literally says right there that he created the dome. He put the stars in the dome to show how far it is. And then he lists what's beyond, below that, giving more detail and more description. I don't know. It's just a theory, but it really does make sense if you think about it overall. And like I said, there's even been traces of sea creatures in mountains, in mountainous areas. There's been sights of sea creatures and fish and whatnot. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like I said, this is just part two of just what I found out and just what I was thinking about.